Hey guys, part two of the cheapo body paint job. Now that I've got the sides of the truck wherever I did metalwork sealed up in epoxy twice, ready to do the high build primer. So I've got to mask off the whole truck, scuff up any of the original shiny green paint, wash everything down with wax and grease remover and everything, prep it for primer. We'll get good heavy 3 coats of high build primer on it. Once that sets, we can block sand and do it all over again 2-3 times, whatever it takes to straighten this thing out. I don't think it'll be that bad. The bodywork feels pretty good. Maybe if I have time, we'll even mix the paint color out of all the leftover cans I've got laying around. See what I can come up with. I'm gonna be in a bluish, grayish, bluish kind of thing. So we'll see what we can come up with. But anyway, let's get to it. Okay, well, it's Friday evening. It's all masked off. I scuffed the whole thing, did whatever touch-ups had to be done, got it all fixed up. So it's all been washed down with wax and grease remover, and she's ready to spray with high build primer. Now normally a truck like this, let's say it was a more desirable vintage, or if it was a customer's truck, I would take the lights out, I would remove the bumper, I'd take the mirror off, I'd take the door handles, the antenna, all that stuff. It would all come off. But it's just my shop truck, and I just want to clean it up, make it look half decent. So we're not going to go crazy. And if you take your time and mask carefully, you can get a pretty decent job. So I'm going to mix up some primer and shoot this sucker, and yeah, tomorrow I'll be able to start block sanding. Probably have to block it twice to get it straight, and then we'll be ready for paint. So I'm going to get after it. Okay, so here we are. It's in high build primer. It's looking pretty good, actually. There's a couple little wonky spots down at the bottom of the doors, but that's why we block sand. So speaking of block sanding, you can spend a small fortune on sandpaper. It's nothing to spend $250-300 bucks for sandpaper for one job. So here's some of the blocks and stuff. I'm gonna move this. There we go. So these are some of the blocks. You got a round one for curved slots, long, big one, shorter ones. But if you were going to buy the stuff that comes from the auto body supply store, they're all pre-cut, they got the Velcro or peel and stick and all that kind of stuff. It's expensive. So it's a trick I picked up a couple years ago. I was a cabinet maker in a previous life. So you go to the woodworking section and you pick up sanding belts. They're pretty cheap. Cut them to length, and I just staple them on, and and they last a long time. They don't clog up like the automotive ones. You blow them off with air, and you're good to go. I use them in all the sanders, and yeah, I save probably $50 to $75 bucks a job. So another little cost saving tip. So when you're block sanding, we know that there's black epoxy primer underneath, and we're just going to use, oh come on, there we go, to get the cap off, just some primer from Canadian Tire, and I'm just going to give it a little fog coat. Like so. Anywhere you got to do any working, where you've done your putty and stuff. So yeah, so that's like call it a guide coat. So it's kind of like a darker gray. So when you're sanding, your low spots will stay the darker gray. Your high spots will come up black because of the epoxy underneath, or it might even come get right to the putty. If you're sanding and you hit, come up to bare metal, you stop, because that you can't go any lower than that. So yeah, and you just keep sanding until you got her all smoothed out. Give her another coat of the high build primer, and you do this all over again, and eventually it'll just stay the light gray, and that's when you've got it nice and smooth. So we're going to get after that and get on it right away. Okay, and that's what she looks like after a little bit of block sanding. So you can see here and here it struck metal, so those are high spots. All these black spots are high spots, okay, and I had a bad low spot right here, or it's just too high all the way around. When I give it another shot of primer the next time I sand it, most of that will disappear. It'll just stay gray because it's pretty good right now. I might have to do the fender and the bottom of the door 2 more times instead of just one. Top of the door, I think I'll get away with just 1 more time. So I'm going to hit the other side, do the same thing. I'm not going to bother filming it. I mean, how much sanding do you want to see, right? So yeah, so we're getting real close. I'll give it another spray as soon as I'm done the other side, and man, we're getting close to paint. Okay, I'm back. It's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day, and that means that I can sit in the garage and drink beer all day, and nobody can say a goddamn thing about it. But I'm not going to do that. I've got block sanding and priming to do, so I'm going to get on that. Tomorrow I'm on the road. A friend of mine bought a Dodge Viper, so we're going to go down, dropping him off to pick it up. So yeah, I'm just going to go right to it and get it done. It'll be the 3rd time on some of it that I've blocked it, so we're really close. It's looking good. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so that's just shot this primer after blocking it 3 times, and man, she looks really good. I'm pleased with it. It's really straight. So the next stage is to wet sand it. I use 400 grit wet paper, sand the whole truck, clean it up, spend a good half a day cleaning up the garage and getting rid of all the dust and crap and what have you, and shoot some paint on. So speaking of paint, I'm going to get a bunch of cans of stuff out, and when I come back, we're going to mix up a very sexy paint color with other stuff I've got laying around. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit with the paint. Okay, well, I took out a bunch of paint. This one here, this is a mist tint. It's kind of a grayish, sort of, got a bit of a blue tint to it. Does have a bit of metallic in it. Let's call that one brain matter gray. And then we got this one here. This is a purple color. I don't know how well that's translating on camera. Yeah, this was another mist tint that I picked up. So both of these were mist tints. This one here I paid $50 for. This one I've had for geez, 3 years I think. I painted my wife's car purple. It was a Mustang. This one here, this is a nice color. This is 70 Chevelle color. It's got, all of these have, and this is kind of a black, grayish black. It's got some metallic in it. So all 4 of them have metallics in them. And then this one here, well, that's mine. So we're going to start with this one. Maybe mix these 2 together. I'll just keep dumping them back and forth until they're the same, and then we'll add the other colors if we need them. I'd like to end up with 2 full gallons of the paint for the truck, and yeah, so we'll carry on. So what I'm going to do is maybe I'll just set the camera up here somewhere, and I'll just keep mixing stuff up. So I don't know what the best angle is here. Maybe from here. I hope you can see that. Like that by itself is one ugly color, man. So let's dump some of that here. Kind of liking it already. As you can see, it makes a mess. So now what I'll do is I'll even out these 2, even level, and then I'm going to add maybe a little bit of the purple, and see how that works out. Because I'm never going to use that purple on anything else. It's about even. Ooh, that purple is strong. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to put any more of that in. There we go. We just need to darken this up a little bit and we should be good. Want to compare the two sticks, make sure they're the same color. So far it looks good. Again, we'll even it out. That's pretty close. So remember that you're cutting this 1-to-1 with reducer. So, you know, 2 gallons actually makes you 4 gallons. So we're not quite 2 full gallons, but we're pretty close. Mix this up a little bit together. One more time. So this is our color. It's got some flake to it, kind of a medium blue sort of thing. I could darken it a bit. I don't know. I think it's okay. I mean, I only have to please me, right? so who cares? Anyway, I'm going to clean this mess up and see you in a minute. Hey guys, wasn't all that sanding and priming and making messes with paint, wasn't that fun? Anyhow, that's the color I'm going with. I'm calling it low budget blue. Got the low budget blues. Yeah, it's my color. Or my truck. I can paint it any color I want. Yeah. So the next one, part 3, the truck will pretty much be painted. I'll still have the box to do, but you know, the front of the truck will be painted and finished up, shiny. It should be cool. Follow us on Facebook. Check us out. If you go to the YouTube main page or main page, there's a section there called About. If you click on that, there's a link to the Facebook page. So today, for Father's Day, I posted a picture of my dad from back in the 80s with his 32 Ford Coupe. Brought back some memories. It's pretty cool. And I try to add to the Facebook page a picture, before and afters, whatever, you know, every day or two. Feel free to add comments down below. Maybe you hate the color I mixed, whatever. I try and answer all the comments. I don't get a whole lot of them, but when I do, I answer them. And you know, press the damn subscribe button. I got a few new subscribers in the last couple days. Thank you. Yeah, press the button, press the bell. It's easy, it's quick, it's free, and you make this father happy. And if you're kicking around, not doing anything else, well, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys, and happy Father's Day.